It's literally like 9 p.m. and I'm drinking coffee. The goal is to do a lot of filming this evening, so I'm gonna film a ton of episodes. Maybe. Alright. Look, I need a fan. Alexa, stop. Welcome back. Thanks for following, like, and subscribe. So the reason I created a Patreon account was because I kept on getting blocked from with all of the video footage that I was showing, and I was doing all these interesting things to like try to edit the videos so that they weren't being, I guess they use like an AI type of app, and it scans the video, and if anything for a certain amount of time is on there where it's copyrighted, it flags it. So it was just a bummer. Like I would, for every video I post, I would just have to edit it at least a second time, or it just wouldn't be posted. Like they would, I think I posted 12 videos last year and only 6 of them made it up. So Patreon allows me to post unedited, full-on copyrighted stuff, whether it's media or whatever. And the reason I want to do that is because I want to share, stories and topics with you. And so if you subscribe to my Patreon, you'll get this unedited exclusive stuff. It may be something you like. You never know. I'm still going to be posting on YouTube, but I'll have a lot less post. But I'm going to try to get away with whatever I can get away with. Like, that's the idea. So follow my Patreon account. It's going to be really, really good. Like, I'm still working on it, but it's going to be great. Me and coffee. I just love it. I love coffee. I've always liked it since I was a kid. My grandma on my father's side, my grandma Federico, would let us drink coffee all the time. And me and my cousins would go in the kitchen once our parents were gone or nobody knew, and my grandma would be like, go ahead. And we would make cups of coffee and we would sit around the coffee table and pretend like we were adults, pretty much. I don't know, maybe I was like self-medicating as a kid. I was probably like really hyper and extremely ADHD or whatever. Sorry, was just trying to be dramatic. I had like a little tickle around my hair. So, but that started my fascination with coffee as a kid. I don't know, I've always liked it, and I just never really was told I shouldn't drink it. When I was in high school, my friends and I would go to coffee shops, and there weren't very many. I remember this one specific coffee shop in a shopping center in Fresno, and it might have been like on Shaw Avenue in the 90s. Either way, I think it was called La Pierre, and it was like a French coffee shop, bistro. I was in high school, and we would go to that coffee shop bistro and order cappuccinos and lattes and sit out on the patio and I think even smoke cigarettes. I don't know. I was just really fascinated with like coffee shops. And this is like pre-Starbucks, because Starbucks didn't make their way national until the early 90s. I was a fan of Starbucks too when it first came out. I remember in Los Angeles, the first Starbucks was, I believe like on Melrose Avenue. And I remember the malls had them. So the South Bay Galleria, that was really close to where I grew up, had a Starbucks. And I would go and get Frappuccinos, and I mean, what was like popular at the time, you know, I just even get coffee. I'm talking like 1993, Starbucks in Los Angeles. I was still a teenager at the time, but it was so good. So by the time I was out of high school and starting to like look for my first jobs, or my very first job I worked at, I mean, I've had several jobs, but my very first one that was like a legit job that I was getting paid for, and it wasn't like my family paid me, was at a gymnasium for abled and disabled children. And I ran the batting cage and like would clean up the gym and vacuum the gymnastics mats, and I mean, it was just like this massive like Costco style building warehouse that was just full of gymnasium and gym equipment and weights and dance floors and mirrored walls and taekwondo, and they just did any type of like activity, and it was really great like organization in Fresno, California. And they gave me my first job. I was like 14 years old, and I got paid like $4.25 to work just a few hours a day, because I think because I was a minor, I wasn't allowed to work a lot of hours, so I think I could only work like 20 hours in a 2-week period. And either way, it was like my first paycheck, and it just gave me the taste of like making money on a regular basis. So my second job was at McDonald's, and that was when I like turned like 18. And I think I worked at McDonald's for a couple years. I really didn't love that job. I did and I didn't. Like, I love-hate with McDonald's. Like, I didn't want to be known for working at McDonald's, but I appreciate what I learned while I was there. I was just young and didn't know much about work, and so I got a lot of skills there, and eventually was over it and had a couple side jobs here and there. I was going to City College and trying to make money as an artist. I was taking portraits at portrait studios and doing photo sessions with my friends, and even took pictures at a wedding. I was trying to like be a professional photographer, you know, but portrait studios was what I did, and you know, I think I even worked at the Gap for a short period of time. And eventually Whole Foods Market, which has lasted almost 20 years, and it's been amazing. So I've only worked about 4 or 5 jobs, and I would say one of the longer ones was at Starbucks, and it was because of my love for coffee. And even when I worked at Whole Foods, I worked in the coffee bar for a short time, and we were roasting coffee beans. It was really amazing. I'm just a fan of coffee. I know how to roast coffee. I know how always to brew it. I've worked in coffee bars, and this all started as a kid. My grandma Federico letting me and my cousins drink coffee like we were adults. I mean, you know, someone who doesn't, I don't use drugs. I think caffeine and sugar are my addictions. Probably even wheat. Because when I stop eating wheat products, I always feel a lot better. Wheat makes me just feel bloated, and I hate it. But caffeine and sugar, completely addicted. You know, I don't know what's worse, caffeine or heroin. Heroin. I heard a sound coming from that direction, but it was the camp. Anyway, this is another coffee talk. This time I talked a little bit about coffee and coffee work, and how I'm just always drinking coffee. It's my poison. I hope it doesn't kill me. It would really suck if coffee killed me. That would be awful. Oh gosh. Yeah, I love coffee. Thank you again for following, like and subscribe. Follow my Patreon for exclusive stuff. Exclusive. Like I'm talking about stuff you would never see anywhere else. I'm going to expose it all. Non-spicy, but exclusive. I've been hoarding a lot of media, you know, photos and videos over the last 40 years, and I guess. So, if you can buy Daft Punk shirts at Old Navy, and if Spencer's is now like Hot Topic, and Hot Topic is like JCPenney, I don't know. Anyway, I think Daft Punk is amazing. I love everything they've done. I don't know if you've ever seen like their Gap commercial with Juliet, the best commercials. I really, you know, I mean, everything has a Madonna reference, but even the Gap Madonna commercial was pretty dope. I love it. Let's watch it, because I wasn't planning on watching it, but because it's Madonna, we're gonna watch it. I love it. I didn't work at the Gap when this came out. I had already stopped working for the Gap, but I still had friends there, and I got all the posters, and all the merch that was promotional. I got all that stuff for free. I love it. I mean, massive Gap posters. Madonna's image. I mean, I feel like there's like 3 or 4 different versions of this commercial. Missy Elliott. I mean, it was a thing. I just never bought the jeans. They were corduroy, if I remember correctly. But it was a great era. You know, there was like a great like CD that you got that had this version of Into the Groove. And that summer, Madonna was on tour. I mean, I could do Madonna episodes. You know, anyway, back to Rewind. You know, just to stick with Madonna and the Daft Punk stuff, like, Madonna has never officially done anything with Daft Punk. And I think that I always wished that Madonna and Daft Punk did something. And I don't know, just bringing the Gap commercial and the Daft Punk Gap commercial, talking about Madonna Gap commercial, it makes me really go back to like when Madonna performed Holiday on the Drowned World Tour in 2001. She broke off into a little bit of the Music Sounds Better With You remix of Holiday that kind of was bootleg and came out at the time. And she totally acknowledged it, which was just amazing because that bootleg Stardust Madonna remix was just amazing. And the song Music Sounds Better With You is like just amazing. But there was a little bit of a Daft Punk sample, you know, and then like years later, Daft Punk performed this live like set and they released it on iTunes, and now, you know, everything's on iTunes. But if you listen, there's a little bit of a Holiday Stardust sample. And so even though Madonna has never worked with Daft Punk, I always like think about the little connection between like Stardust and Daft Punk and Music Sounds Better With You. And anyway, I'm gonna let you go today, but I want to end with, since we've been talking about it, Music Sounds Better With You. So I'm not gonna react to it, I'm just gonna play it during the exiting credits of this episode, but I will do a reaction to Music Sounds Better With You really soon. And but just for today, just for the fact that, you know, talking about Madonna and Daft Punk and brought up some Stardust and Music Sounds Better With You, I think it's just appropriate to end it on that note. So I don't know, you know, Stardust kind of came out in like the late 90s. I was going to the clubs at the time again, like I'm back to like my club era. And like Daft Punk, like they were like a group that kind of hid their face a little and were kind of disco. And so Stardust, it just had this like sound. I mean, in the clubs in 1999, this was just amazing. Weird videos have nothing to do with the song. And to be honest, I don't even know if there's a real connection with Daft Punk in this, but I love the sample. I think that all these videos they're playing, I think all of them are Stardust. I've never seen this, so I'm like completely quiet watching this. I don't think I've ever seen this video, which is really random. But I have a feeling that all those groups are Stardust. I hate the whole story in the background. I want to see like the group more. I want to see this. Whatever he's watching, that's what I want to see. Oh, now they're... I just wasn't interested in all of the airplane stuff until they touched it. Anyhow, this was a great song. It came out like in the late 90s. I always appreciated the little Madonna version that came out. Like, I don't know how that all came about. It was all white label. But it was like Madonna's Holiday mixed with Stardust, and it was like epic for like the nightclubs. Like, I didn't quite like understand how they were connected with Daft Punk, but I totally felt like the reference, you know. I don't know. Back in the 90s, it seemed like people and groups were coming up with different names of groups, but they were like the same group. So I think there was a part of me that believed that Stardust and Daft Punk were like in the same thing. And I guess like years later when Daft Punk performed live and they did that live album with Human After All and One More Time, it had a mix of Music Sounds Better With You in it, and it just reminded me of them. I don't know, it's just weird. So, great song. We'll end my dance episode like that with Stardust. I mean, barely touched the topic of dance. So, it's interesting that we're gonna end it with Stardust when I feel like Stardust is just the beginning. I really love, you know, I guess what's Stardust. Stardust. Music Sounds Better With You. Thank you for following, like, subscribe, and for extra stuff, follow my Patreon. Have a good night. Bye.